Hello everyone, myself Pawan Mukwan, Assistant Professor of EC Department at LG Institute of Engineering Technology. Welcome to the session of Radar and Navigation on PLC. In the last session we have started unit number 4, that is MTI and the Pulse Doppler Radar. Now, I am going to explain the function of each and every block. Firstly, what we are going to transmit? We are going to transmit two frequencies. First one is a stable local oscillator frequency, that is F1, and second, that is FC, that is a coherent oscillator frequency, that is represented as a FC. So both these frequencies are going to be applied to the mixture for the addition. After we are adding, the output is equals to F1 plus FC, and that signal is going to be amplified by the power amplifier, right? And that signal is going to be transmitted with the help of the transmitting antenna, right? As the signal is going to be reflected back to the radar from the target, it is going to be received at the receiving antenna, right? So whether my target is moving towards the radar or moving away from the radar, there is a drift in the frequency. The drift in frequency identified as the F drift. That means the change in the Doppler shift frequency. Alright? So whether target is moving towards the radar, frequency is going to increase. Right? So I am getting the higher frequency. Alright? And if the target is moving away from the radar, frequency is going to decrease. Right? So for that I am getting the lower frequency. Change in the decrease in the frequency. That means a minus of that. Right? So, after receiving the signal, the receiving antenna, it is going to be applied first to the mixture. So, for the input of the mixture is F1 plus F that was earlier transmitted, plus or minus FD. FD is a Doppler shift frequency. Alright? Secondly, why we are going to use stello and coho? Stello is stable local oscillator and coho is coherent oscillator. The function of stello is to generate a stable frequency, a continuous and stable frequency. That is different. And the function of coho is we are going to use it for the phase comparison. Alright? So F1 plus FC plus or minus FD is going to be applied to the one of the input of mixture. Second input to the mixture is stello frequency. Why? Because my concern is only to identify whether my target is moving towards the radar or moving away from the radar. So my stello frequency is not that important. So that is going to be subtracted, right? So ultimately after the mixture we are getting only FC plus or minus FD. Okay? Again, FC plus or minus FD is going to be applied to the phase detector. Why? Because our concern is to identify the drift in the frequency, Doppler frequency. But before that we need to apply to the IF amplifier. IF amplifier will ultimately increase the amplitude of my received signal. Alright? It does not change the frequency. Right? So the coherent oscillator frequency FC is going to be applied to the phase detector. For the reference only, We need to nullify the FC because our concern is to identify the FD, it is a Doppler frequency. Alright? So we are getting it over here after the output of phase splitter, it is the FD. So with the help of this coherent MTA radar, we are able to identify whether the target is moving or not based on the Doppler shift frequency. Alright? Now, I am going to explain what are the requirements of this system. For power amplifier, we can use klystron, triode, tetrode, traveling wave tube amplifier. Alright? But if we are going to use the power oscillator and the power amplifier both at the same time, we can say that it is my master oscillator power amplifier. Alright? Why we are going to use oscillator and the amplifier both at the same time? Reason is, the reference signal cannot be generated by a continuous running oscillator. Okay? So for that, the coherent reference signal can be adjusted or can be obtained by, we are going to readjust the phase of coherent oscillator, where at the beginning of each sweep, alright? So the power oscillator transmitter will basically at the transmitting side over here. Alright, so this is the same block diagram that we have already discussed for the coherent MTA. Right? Now the next is delay line canceller. We have already discussed the brief introduction of delay line canceller. But actually it is a time domain filter. Why? Because it operates at all ranges and we do not require any separate filter for each range resolution function. Okay? Now, how this delay line canceller will going to reduce the effect of clutter? For that, we are going to understand it with the help of block diagram. Over here, the first block is receiver, and before that antenna is there. Alright. After receiver, delay line canceller is there. The block diagram of delay line canceller. Okay, what it will do? Delay line canceller will provide the delay of whatever the signal is going to be applied to it. Right? How much delays will be there? This T is equals to 1 upon PR. PR stands for the pulse repetition frequency. Alright? It will produce a delay. So the first signal that is going to be applied, the subtractor circuit is the original signal, and the second one is a delayed signal. Why? Because we are going to compare these two signals by applying it to the subtractor. Alright? And after the subtractor, that signal we are getting is the bipolar signal. But our concern is to get the unipolar signal, and for that we are going to use the full wave rectifier. Okay? So the function of full rectifier is to get only a unipolar signal. Alright? And that signal is going to be displayed on the plan position indicator on the display. Okay? So what is the response of that filter? Over here you are able to identify that this is the output of full wave rectifier. Okay? we are getting only unipolar signal. This is the time versus the amplitude, or we can say the voltage. The amplitude of the voltage is 2 into k into sine pi fd into t. Alright, this is the output of full wave rectifier. Now, the important term is blind speed. What is blind speed? It is the response of the MTA in which it will becomes a zero. That means my MTA will not able to detect any moving target. So that speed is called the blind speed. So what is the value? Pi fdt is equals to n into pi. So if we are going to calculate the nth blind speed, it means the first lowest blind speed, second lowest blind speed will be identified as 2 into Vr into T upon lambda. Lambda is your wavelength, Vr is the velocity, and T is the pulse reputation time. So Vr, that is equals to n lambda fp by, what is fp? Pulse reputation frequency. And if we need to calculate the second lowest blind speed, we need to only put n is equals to 2. Alright? Now, when the response is 0, what does it mean? That means a target is stationary. Right? Or we can say it is moving but with this blind speed. So radar is not able to detect such a presence of moving target. So that speed is called the blind speed.